Hey guys, welcome to an episode of All Chat now, formerly known as Hype Train.
No more, I say.
No. Jeff threw down the band hammer on that and said we weren't allowed to be Hype Train anymore, so we had to follow his lead.
I can't take it.
A lot of the model train kids got mad.
Yeah, they were disappointed that it was very misleading.
Yes.
I'm all about model planes.
Planes they're far superior. But today we're going to talk about upcoming games: State of Decay 2,
Yup.
Spooderman for PS4. Maybe a little bit Detroit Become Human. If anybody wants to rip on David Cage, that's pretty cool.
He's French.
Yeah. Talk about the trend of battle royale games and how that needs to die very quickly, in my opinion.
Or return as it rightfully should to Minecraft.
It's true. And then we'll wrap it up at the end with Twitch streamers and how, I guess, toxic the community has been becoming lately. Mm-hmm. And then at the end, then we'll talk about the speculation for some upcoming stuff. Hasn't been confirmed, strictly just rumors, but some pretty big, huge stuff if it is true. Alright guys, so the first thing is State of Decay 2. Did you guys ever play the first one?
Yes.
Nah, dog.
You didn't play the first one?
No.
I loved it. I highly recommend, if you watch YouTube at all, go on Achievement Hunter and look up Michael. He did a let's play in it of the whole game because he loves it. Yeah. And he has the story of Marcus Gormley, and it's one of the funniest fucking series ever. But it's great. One of the best things about State of Decay was that, like, if your character dies, they die. Like, it's a permadeath situation.
I'm going to stop you right there. We were talking about this earlier this week. The best thing about State of Decay was the bag mechanics. You actually had to load the bags into the car, or if you had one on your back, you were way slower, so you could drop the bag and then draw the zombies away from it, then come back to the bag and it would still be there. Bag mechanics, man. Love it.
Is that what it's all about, bag mechanics?
That's what it's all about.
That's right. Gamer guys and gamer girls, you're hearing it here. It's a hot take about bad mechanics in games.
Do we want better features? No. 4K graphics? Fuck that.
Now let's go into Payday 2's bag mechanics, because there's a lot to dissect there.
Does my Night Elf Paladin have a proper satchel for his adventures in my Dungeons and Dragons-esque simulation game?
No, I mean, as far as it goes, that game, for it being like this weird, not weird, like a surprisingly sleeper indie game that came out of nowhere, it was like very well received. People loved it.
Yes, I played it quite a bit.
I take it's a zombie survival-esque game?
It's a zombie survival.
I mean, what's the ultimate goal of the game?
Build a community of survivors, basically.
Okay.
So you're constantly switching between different characters with different stats.
Is it an entirely first-person game?
No, third person.
Also, is it a single-player only game?
Yeah, the first one was.
Okay. So
is two going to have multiplayer?
Yeah.
Oh, did I?
4-player co-op.
Oh, so I'm guessing you know a lot about.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. I'm going to refer to you for a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I loved the first one. The first one's fantastic. I played it all the way through. Years ago, I played it all the way through. So for the second one, what, I guess as somebody who loved the game, what do you want the second one from it? Do you want the first one just better graphics, basically?
Better bag mechanics?
No.
No. The 4-player co-op is going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You have the flare gun, which is a pretty common thing. Mm-hmm. So you just shoot that, and then you can either have a random or a friend come in, depending on how you have the settings. Mm-hmm. So you can call for help. They'll come into your game world for a little bit, and then when they leave,
so it's like a Dark Souls-esque kind of like you use this item and then someone else can come in.
They're basically just instanced into your world.
Right.
Anything they get, like that their character gets that they bring in, will keep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't affect
your
whole. Yeah.
Okay.
As a whole.
Yeah, so it's kind of like the Monster Hunter aspect in that.
Right.
Like you fire a flare, people can hop in at that point. You can summon people if you want to.
Yeah, I think they took a lot of hints from Monster Hunter, and like not even the newest one, but the old ones with the multiplayer stuff.
Yeah.
You're telling me I can fight a zombie T-Rex in this game? You have my interest.
You had my interest, but now you have my attention.
But yeah, it'll look prettier. It's bigger.
There's special infected now too.
There was in the first one
I
too.
don't remember.
What is this?
I feel like
What is this?
There's the in the
Oh,
picture
it's
that
a
I'm
little,
looking
it's a little chubby boy.
at. Yeah, it's a little.
Oh, he's got some glowy eyes. In
Yeah,
there,
it's
huh?
a zombie running at somebody, but he's like a big he's like a boomer basically.
Yeah.
I know they did a lot of stuff with.
He just does the truffle shuffle on you.
Yeah.
You feel real.
And then you have to let him into the house, and then Data's there.
Yeah.
In mouth, it's the whole thing.
I know they did a lot of stuff with how the virus, mechanic works amongst your community too.
Yeah, like people can get infected.
Yeah,
and
but
it
you
can
have,
spread.
and once that happens, you'll have that certain amount of time to find a dose of whatever the drug is.
Zombrex.
Yeah, or whatever.
Wrong game.
Totally wrong game.
But
So if you don't find it though, then you can, or if you don't even feel like it at all, going and finding that, you can just off that person right then and there. So
and then
Damn.
it's
okay. So then, do you feel? I'm looking at they have a pre-order thing and a collector's edition and stuff like that. Do you think that will give you a leg up in the game? Do you think that will ruin some of the fun?
I don't think so. They had that pre-order stuff at least for the Xbox version. I feel like where you got a special car or whatever. But
and this one it looks like you get a special truck, a knife, and a cache of some a survival cache of some sort.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be that big a deal because everything is resource based.
Yeah,
so the truck can still run out of gas. Probably.
That's true.
That weapon can run out of ammunition. So I don't think it's
the knife can run out of ammunition.
Yeah.
And then, what do you think about it being a Game Pass game?
Yes, I love that.
But last week we talked about Sea of Thieves and how that is a Game Pass game, but it was essentially an unfinished game, in my opinion. I know you liked it and had a lot of fun with it, but you have to admit it is empty. There's a lot of...
Well, this, to me, it's a sequel to an established franchise.
It's true.
It already has a base.
Mm-hmm.
People without Game Pass are actually going, to want to buy this because of the previous one. So I think it being on Game Pass as an established IP is going to be perfectly fine for it and maybe help it. I think the problem with Sea of Thieves is that a lot of people just did the trial for Game Pass to see what the game was about because they had no clue because it's a new IP. But I think with State of Decay, that's not going to be a huge deal.
And then another thing for that is, do you remember how much State of Decay 1 was? It was like $25, something like that, from what I remember.
New?
Was it? Yeah, because it was a digital download only, I think.
Oh, okay.
Originally.
Was it? I
don't remember.
I could have sworn I've seen
It came out with a physical later. Whenever it picked up more traction and got more popularity. But originally it was only a downloadable content.
Yeah.
Or a downloadable title.
You're right.
What do you think a good price point for State of Decay is? For State of Decay 2 would be, because you can either pay $10 and get it on Game Pass, or X amount of dollars and get it.
Yeah.
I feel like if they did $30 with access to future DLC, as a special offer, I feel like that would be pretty solid.
You mean, so you want the game and
there's
the
a
season
guarantee
pass?
of all content if you buy the full game.
I got you. I guess
because you'll get it on both Game Pass and
it gives somebody more of an incentive to buy the full game rather than just getting
Game Pass would be just base game and then $30 would be
I would really like
guaranteed.
it if they explored the price range though. So you have the $10 Game Pass one, or somebody who doesn't want to shell out $10 a month for Game Pass, they can buy the $25 base version, and then maybe $35, $40
they have
full collection,
and then maybe they have an upgrade version of it,
or something.
like how Rainbow Six has their year passes kind of thing.
Okay.
So it's you buy the base game, and then whenever they announce DLC or something for it, you can pay $20 more. It's a little bit more expensive, instead of if you would have really just bought the full game for the $40, you buy the base game for $20, and then you pay $25 and you get the season pass at that point, kind of thing. It's an upgrade to the deluxe version. You know what I'm saying?
So you're saying I'm going to get Montagna showing up in there
Yeah.
with his turret, and I'm going to be able to shoot
That's
the zombie.
You're thinking of T'Chaka.
I want to have a...
Nice try though.
Who invited?
Yeah, right. Filthy casual. We actively play Siege together too.
Look, man.
I'm not. It's not my. It's not like my game, you know. I do play the game, but it's not like my game, you know.
I'm just saying.
Like,
I mean, I'm excited for State of Decay. I have Game Pass, so I mean, I'm gonna get it for $10.
personally, I'm just not a fan of like the pre-order, like, you know, you get this special weapon.
Yeah.
Like I got that for Far Cry 5 because I just got I used some gift cards from a family from Christmas, and I got like just the full thing where I'm going to get the Martian DLC and all that shit.
Oh yeah, you get like the season pass and everything.
But like I just like the first thing I did when I got like access to like the weapon buying and all that stuff is I got the like golden sniper rifle that comes with the pre-order.
Oh really?
And I was just immediately snipe. Like don't get me wrong, I was having a ton of fun, but I feel like I should have earned this.
Yeah. You're scrolling through bipping people in the face.
Yeah, I leveled up my sniper stat real quick.
Yeah. Huh?
Currently, I'm still using revolver and shotgun combo in Far Cry.
Well, I mean, at least you're sticking true to your fucking.
I do have the lever action now, so
that's your
There
fancy
you go.
it's cool.
Now you're like a real life deputy.
Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it, and I'm not also at the same time.
Oh yeah, I forgot I gave you my account, so that's what you can play.
Yeah, but we can talk about Far Cry.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. State of Decay. I'm already gonna have it. You have Game Pass too, don't you?
Mhm.
Yeah. And Jeff, you don't.
I mean,
You may.
It's $10 a month, so I might.
Yeah, I think it's a great deal.
You know, might talk to my financial planner, see if I can open up some finances. You know.
See, the funny thing is everybody listening to this thinks you're joking.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no.
Nah, dog. Got my finances on point, baby.
Yeah, I mean, I highly recommend getting Game Pass. Strictly I would say just for State of Decay. Even just get it for a month, and then, you know, if you don't like it, just cancel it kind of thing.
Yeah.
You pay it, you get the full month. At that point, you play the game, beat the game, until, Crackdown 3? That's the next, like, big exclusive title that's going to come to it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's plenty of great games on there, too. No, never mind. I thought Skate 3 was on there, but not yet.
No, not yet. I mean, like, the first thing I did was download the Fable games and start playing them. Because I think that's awesome that the Fable games are on there. So I played like Fable 1, 2, and 3 over again. But anyway. But yeah, State of Decay. I mean, it's going to be great, I think. But yeah.
Yeah.
On to, well, I guess, I thought I was excited about that. Nixon was excited about that. On to another game that Nixon's excited about.
Spoderman.
Yes.
Oh, I was supposed to. Sorry, I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't pick up on social cues.
No, it doesn't. Saul Spiderman. Yeah.
Solomon Spiderman,
the new-
attorney at law.
The new Spider-Man game.
So here's the thing. All right, I gotta put this on the table first. Disney Marvel, not a huge fan of.
Okay.
Video game Marvel, huge fan of.
But the argument there is, what Marvel video games have there really been lately?
Lately, not really.
Yeah,
I was talking about
Ultimate Alliance.
that one. Was all right.
Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2 are dope.
No, they did the that like first person Spider-Man game a couple years back.
First person?
Yeah. You remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
That sounds terrible.
All right, I'm gonna go quiet a little couple minutes.
Yeah, you research this because we need to see this.
Yeah,
That sounds terrible, though.
But what I'm liking about this Spider-Man game so far is that they said that there's quite a bit of Peter Parker stuff, surprisingly, which I think is great because they're taking cues from Arkham City,
yeah.
where you had that Bruce Wayne intro, and that's essentially the only reason why I bought the Telltale Batman games was to do Bruce Wayne and Batman.
I got you.
So
Because it's effective.
it is the character.
Well, I feel like a lot of people lose sight of that. Like you said, like Peter Parker's this. I don't know how old he's supposed to be in this game.
He's seasoned in this one.
Oh, in this one he's been Spider-Man for a while.
Yeah. For quite a while, apparently.
Yeah, so it's that whole thing, like, that was one of the things I loved about, like, the Homecoming, Spider-Man Homecoming. It was because it's like they played him as, he was like this 15-year-old kid, you know, like...
Yeah. It was a little too tongue-in-cheek for me, but
sometimes
it was
yes.
still fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes, yes. But, like, that's what I want. Like, at this point, yes, he still has been Spider-Man for a while, we assume. But it's like, you know, it's not easy to still juggle that double life kind of thing. And like, I wish that more more superhero things would pick up on that. Being like, oh yeah, like, you know, like Tony Stark, he's awesome. I guess he's a bad example because everybody knows he's Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
That whole thing. But it's stuff like that, like people who haven't actively put their identity out there, and like you have to kind of walk that line and deal with that stuff. As dumb as that sounds to say, you know, I guess maybe it's because we've gotten.
It's still fun to see it.
Yeah.
You know? Like, and that's what I'm like. Arkham Knight came out what was it? 2016, 2015? I don't remember. But
Arkham Knight. I think it was 2016.
we need more superhero games because those are some of my favorites.
I feel like it's really hard for them though, since now Disney owns it. 2015. I feel like it's hard for them now since Disney owns like all of the rights for all of these things. I'm not sure if they own the video game rights to them as well, because then at that point I feel like it's a whole other.
No, after the virtual toy box game. Which one was it? Where you put
Disney
little-
Infinity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After that, they started licensing out Marvel
To different
products to other studios because they realized we can't really do games.
Yeah,
and movies.
I mean, they do movies
At
well.
least I believe.
I feel like if anybody's going to do games well, it's going to be them, as you know, too.
Mhm.
So it's just that thing, like finding the right companies to do these
I think
things.
Disney's smart enough to also just partner with the right people, which is Insomniac was probably the best choice.
Yeah,
with the success of I don't
Ratchet
know,
and Clank.
and Sunset Overdrive had probably some of the best movement in a video.
Oh
game.
yeah, like it was great. The whole being constantly grinding on something or flying through the air, or your momentum
Yeah.
had to get up
like
constantly.
everything.
I mean, I am constantly grinding on something.
Oh my gosh, every movement in Sunset Overdrive.
Stop on the chair, Jeff.
Every movement had an animation.
Yeah.
I was watching a Game Informer video where they were talking about how seamless the web swinging is.
Oh really?
Like they have an animation for if you're swinging by a fire escape and you glance it, like he'll kind of push off of it or push through it, go through it. So like it seems like they've really taken their time to think about all the different ways that somebody would move Spider-Man and then allow that to be.
Well, I mean, also if you think about what was it, Spider-Man 2 for like Xbox, PS2, and GameCube.
PS2, yeah.
Like that game had that game did it so well. Like you were Spider-Man, and it felt like you were like maybe not. Maybe it doesn't hold up as well anymore.
But at the time, it was.
I remember being
insane.
a kid and playing the game, and being like, "Oh my god!" Like it was just fun to swing through the world.
90% of my time in that game was spent climbing the Empire State Building.
Yeah, and just jumping off. Yeah,
and jumping off.
Yeah,
And then trying to swing at the last second to.
It's stuff like that. It's just it was so much fun, and I feel like that's the only thing I want from this game.
And it really seems like for cinematic wise, a lot of hints from Uncharted for the main story beats is what you're saying. But they said the quick time stuff is super rare, surprisingly.
Really?
So, but we don't really know.
Well, and
Not that many people played it, but it seems like the Game Informer people, they played it for, I want to say like 20 minutes to an hour, and they didn't have a single quick time thing. So it seems like it's going to be rare.
They did say that there's going to be more focused on like his arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the tools and gadgets and stuff that he has.
Another crazy thing that I had no clue was in this game. There's crafting, apparently.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like you build
everything is crafting nowadays.
Yeah, but you can build different suits.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm thinking of Spider-Man like Edge of Time or Shattered Dimension or
Oh
something.
yeah, Shattered Dimensions. Yeah, that wasn't a first-person one though.
I don't know, man.
I do know that one though because it was when we had Spider-Man 2099 in it. I played it because I love Spider-Man 2099.
For those of you at home that were recording the amount of time I didn't speak, please leave the time in the comment section down below.
Please let us know.
But so you can craft different suits, and they'll have different perks and abilities to them. And they even said that the one that you see in the trailers and stuff with the white spider, apparently that's crucial to the story. They won't say why, but you start out with like OG Spider-Man with the black spider on the chest, and you eventually get up to that one.
Can I get the symbiote? Because nobody cares about anything except for the fucking symbiote.
Well, there's a difference between there's symbiote suit Spider-Man and then there is black suit Spider-Man.
I want symbiote suit Spider-Man.
Symbiote suit Spider-Man is, it is a living organism that has attached itself to
much like
Peter
the
Parker's
Terminator.
nude form and is fondling his private parts.
Pretty much, yes.
But Black Suit Spider-Man just means it is Spider-Man that's an edgelord.
I would say it's emo. It's
Yeah.
emo Spider-Man. It's
Black
Tobey
Suit-
Maguire where
Black-
he dances down the street.
No, Black Suit Spider-Man has killed people.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah,
Also,
legit.
this is just not like I'm not really deep into the lore of Spider-Man.
Uh-huh.
So one of my favorite ways to explore lore,
yeah.
is through games, just
Uh-huh.
because of that interactivity. And it seems like there's quite a bit thrown in here. So I'm gonna take this game as a learning experience.
I
see what all this
Yeah.
Marvel shit's about.
I mean, visually, the game looks friggin' gorgeous.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, visually, oh my god.
Yeah.
It is one of the prettiest games I've ever seen.
Sure.
And I really hope that translates to...
I'll be really interested to see like the combination of those two different thoughts of exploring the extended universe and having this really rich visual, because like, you know, they have like Mysterio, the villain,
such
is
a
all
good
about like illusions
Yeah,
and crazy
such a
stuff.
good villain.
So
Such a good villain.
like completely having it where like the cityscape that you're playing through just like changes because Mysterio has done something crazy.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing for me is... Because he's in New York.
Yeah.
New York City.
Yeah.
Like, can they accurately... Like, one of the coolest things to me... What game was it? The Division, I believe.
Yes.
Where they, like, went block for block and they got, like, an actual map of New York in that area. And, like, you could go to these houses and these landmarks. Like, you could go to my grandma's house.
Yeah.
Because she lives there. Like, you could go to her house there. It's, like, boarded up and everything like that, but it's her fucking house.
That's crazy.
And something that was cool, you know? It's like...
And you just stood outside and Grammy!
Yeah, pretty much. I just screamed and then cried a little bit, you know? It was a weird night for me.
Where's my white fish bagel and my black and white cookie, Grandma?
Jesus.
Was that New York enough for you?
That was on a whole nother level, my dude. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Another little bit of flavor that I liked from the videos I've seen. You can actually take the subway,
Oh, really?
and when like all you do is walk down the stairs to the subway, and then it transitions to Spider-Man in his suit on the subway, like looking at his phone.
Yeah.
And I thought that was like perfect.
Yeah, I like stuff like that.
So
Like,
it
he's
seems
a
like
human.
they're nailing the character aspect.
Yeah.
At least from the depth that I know.
Yeah, because he's a smartass. He's
Yeah.
he's just a joker.
He's a damn vigilante, and bring me pictures of Spider-Man.
Real men only want one thing, and it's pictures of Spider-Man. And it's disgusting.
They also haven't said where Peter Parker's working at this time. He's not taking photos anymore. But they haven't said where.
But you can take selfies, though.
Well,
Right.
I have
Right.
personally I have a thing about Peter Parker's background.
You have a thing.
Well, it's well, it's not quite that thing, but my like this isn't. I mean, I understand the subject matter of the podcast is meant to be. Well, I'm gonna get up on my soapbox. I'm on my soapbox here. All right, Peter Parker is an intelligent young man.
Yeah.
He's capable of making web shooters
Yeah.
that shoot off this weird polymer that is
Yeah.
comparable to spider string.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he just make an app?
What do you mean?
Like,
Photography is like, it is a profession.
Yeah.
You can. I have a blue sapphire crystal camera in my phone.
I'm sorry, Peter Parker. You're an intelligent young man. Get into the tech industry. That's where the money's at.
Because where's the theatrics in that?
Jeff is asking the important questions.
Why?
Somebody get
Peter Parker is an intelligent. Why doesn't he make an application?
Who is the current writer of Spider-Man?
that takes on the police bandwaves and just it just pings people of hey, there's a crime happening in your area. Get to safety. And then you can use that as that's the Spider-Man app where he can use it and he can. Oh, it also tells him and where the crimes are happening, so he can go help stop them.
I don't know, dude.
That's my soapbox.
I think you're asking.
All right,
Yeah.
what the hell, Spider-Man?
I think you're asking questions you
Dan-
don't quite want the answers to.
Yeah.
Better settle down there.
The current writer of Spider-Man apparently is this gentleman named Dan Slott. So everybody's listening to this. Tweet at Dan Slott and ask why doesn't Spider-Man make an app?
Yeah.
And then also
Why
tag...
isn't Spider-Man in the tech industry?
Yeah.
Dan Slott.
Yeah, and then also tag...
If that is your real name.
All chat. Tag our Twitter, which I'll put in the description. So that way he knows who's asking the real important questions.
Yeah. Tell me. dance slot.
At all chat cast.
I'm
Oh yeah, at all chat cast. Go and tag us and
I'm
dance
putting away
slot.
my Spider-Man soapbox now.
I didn't know you felt so friggin' strongly about it.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, apparently there's a lot of different suits. There's a lot of stuff to do. We're going to be you're going to be like the whole city of New York you can go around in, which is crazy to me. Yeah. As somebody who's been there and like loves New York, I'm very excited.
Been there, done that, honey. You
Yeah.
slept your way all around that city, didn't you?
I did.
You sloot.
How do you think I got where I'm at now? moving into a shoddy apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I'll be a lot more excited whenever there's like you see more playable things, which I think at E3 they have to.
They will. Because they'll probably show what Game Informer saw behind closed doors. It's probably what they'll show at E3.
Probably. And then
They had it at E3 last year.
but they didn't have like they didn't have like a
They had a demo.
They had a
I thought they had a tech demo.
They had a demo and a gameplay trailer. It was like a mix of both.
They had a tech demo.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it wasn't like a demo open for the public. Or was it?
It was at E3.
Oh, okay, whatever.
People were waiting in line for it.
Oh, really?
They had like a full helicopter suspended inside of the center.
That's ridiculous.
It was
I
Spider-Man
forgot you went to E3 last year.
Yeah, that's right, because I'm rich.
Yeah. Money! No, okay, it comes out this year. I think that they at this point they have to.
September 27th, I believe.
This guy's got the dates.
Nixon has this weird form of
Like Rain Man.
yeah. Oh, so Peter in this game, Peter Parker is 23. He's yeah.
Peter Parker's older or younger than me? No.
Yeah, he turns into Spider-Man when he's like 15.
Yeah, he's super young. So this is...
Aunt May, MJ, all of your favorite people are going to be in there.
I need my heroes to be older than me so I don't feel like I'm a failure.
Jeff, I'm not going to do it.
Also, apparently in the game, MJ and Peter Parker are on unstable, shaky ground.
They're on unstable ground.
I mean, let's face it, they're not great for each other.
They're
probably not.
I'm sorry,
Peter.
Peter.
When Stacy dies.
Yeah.
Spoiler, sorry.
Yeah.
Don't have to watch that movie. Cool.
That scene in that movie was brutal.
I hated both.
That whole
I love Andrew Garfield.
that whole comic book run was just rough.
What, where she fucking whacks her noggin?
Yeah.
Or she snaps her neck?
Her spine snaps.
Yeah, sometimes she snaps.
He catches her right in the torso
Yeah.
and it just the tension of the spider silk just snaps her.
Like a twig.
Yeah. Well, the release date for Spider-Man is September 7th of this year.
I had the 7 right. I was close. I said 27.
Which is, it's going to come up a lot quicker than I feel people are going to realize.
Yeah.
Just with the sheer amount of stuff that's coming out in the next couple months, the next week, 2 weeks, there's so many things coming out, and it's frustrating that
we're broke.
Yeah, we don't make enough money to do anything about it.
Y'all was broke.
Yeah, I forget. Jeff invests in
Up in your ivory tower.
and up in your spitting on us peasants so we can get clean.
I would spit on you, but it would evaporate before it hits the ground.
Oh my gosh. What is next?
Docket? Okay, so my question is, what do you guys think of Detroit Become Human, or do you even care?
I don't give a crap about Detroit Become Human.
It's David Cage game. Like, I played Heavy Rain. I feel like I've played every single game that guy's going to put out, to be honest with you.
Did you like Heavy Rain?
I did and didn't.
I liked Heavy Rain, personally.
I liked
I haven't
aspects.
played Heavy Rain. I don't give a crap about Heavy Rain.
I like...
What are your thoughts on Fahrenheit, Jeff?
Don't even get me started on Fahrenheit. You hear that, bub? You hear that, bub?
I don't even know what's happening right now.
It's in the intro of the game.
No. But...
I'm getting flashbacks.
I liked the story of Heavy Rain. I didn't like how you could just set the controller down at some parts and not even have to worry about doing something, and it would just turn out the same way.
Yeah, I got you. I understand that. I personally don't really care about Detroit Become Human either. I feel like it is a bigger title that's coming out, and I know some people are excited for it.
Yeah.
But apparently David Cage beats his...
Yeah, there's been some bad PR with this game.
Yeah, apparently he beats his workers. And
This
stuff
game support child abusers, and then apparently he beats his own employees.
Yeah.
He actually physically hits them?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
there was a whole thing. That
We
he,
should probably look it up before we condemn
yeah, I guess
it.
allegedly he did this. Allegedly. Let me throw that out there.
If the gaming industry is a massive Tinder app, I'm swiping left on David Cage. Hard pass.
Hard pass on David Cage. Understandably.
Nah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, no, I don't know.
Like, he's got big ideas, but his gameplay sucks.
Oh yeah,
That's
absolutely.
what I feel like with.
Well, see, that's the thing that like isn't unless you're like for whatever reason, unless you're like from the wonderful nations to the east of China or Japan, you can't be a gaming personality. Like, there's no like American or British or European like staple of the gaming community. Like, there's Miyamoto and stuff in Japan that like once you put your name on it, you know it's going to be a good game. But like Peter Molyneux passed on, like you were talking about the Fable franchise. At this point, like Fable 1, that's it. You're done with the Fable franchise. Don't go to 2 or 3. I get they have a dog in there. Nah. I'm done.
I still feel like you get those characters though, like Neil Druckmann, Cliff Bleszinski. You get those characters.
I know of those names. I don't care about their names.
Right. I get what you're
Like,
saying.
I understand those personalities exist, but
Tell
like,
me you don't care about Uncharted or The Last of Us?
I mean, I like
What
both
are you
of those.
talking
I
about?
like both of those. I like Naughty Dog.
I unpopular opinion here. Last of Us sucks.
It does not.
If you don't like Brandon,
It is
please leave a
subjective.
comment
Yes,
in the comment section.
I just didn't think it was anything special. I don't get it.
Please
More power-
specifically say he's a smelly nerd.
I am smelling. But more power. I mean, I'm never going to make anybody feel bad for what they like or anything like that. Cool. You do you. It's
Yeah.
2018. You be you.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit what anybody else says?
We eat booty now, Grandpa.
It's true. I just didn't. I did not think it was anything special. And for people who want to say like it was like revolutionary, blah blah, the story.
I didn't think it was particularly revolutionary. I just thought it was a good game.
I just thought the story was great. It's like none of the gameplay was revolutionary.
It was-
But to me, it was the first time where how I controlled Joel kind of tied in with how the character was actually acting.
Yeah.
Like the gameplay made you actually. For me, my first playthrough, I was acting like Joel without
Yeah.
even thinking about
But
it.
see, for me, my thing is that like I did not care about this relationship between them. Like I didn't like.
Yeah.
They didn't do enough in there, like, but then all of a sudden at the end, you know, like you can tell, like throughout the game, he's caring for Ellie more and more.
Yeah.
Then at the end, you know, he makes this decision to lie to her and basically.
Yeah.
Oh, spoiler! Sorry.
It's
you
been
know,
out for quite a while.
That's true. At this point, I shouldn't have to say that, but you know, he makes it to where he tells her that there's no cure, there's nothing that she can do, even though like, she can cure the world, basically, but she'd have to die to do it, and he's just like.
He doesn't. There's no guarantee that was the case.
Yeah, but I mean, but that's what they alluded to, and it was very much just like, to me, the ending was just a kick in the face. It was like, excuse me, I went through all of this time and effort and trouble for this to happen. I don't want a happy ending, you know. I don't.
You must be terrible at a
but
massage parlor.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it wasn't a happy ending.
It wasn't, no, because she knew that he was lying, but she still went with him because she wanted it. You know, she wanted to be with him, which is fine. But it's at the point then why even have Joel say that then? Why not just have her, you know, be like, I'm not doing it, but the entire time she's like, no, I'm doing this. And then at the end he's like, no, there's nothing, and they're both just like, you know.
So yeah, I think that'll be brought up in the sequel why she went along.
I mean, maybe I will play it. I'll play the sequel, and maybe it will, you know, retroactively bring me into the column where like, oh, retroact. I get it now. Like the second part makes the first part better.
Yeah.
See, what I liked about it was like a second playthrough. It's obvious that you're playing the bad guy.
Yeah.
But on the first playthrough, I was like, awesome, I'm this guy, and I'm saying screw the system and blah blah, blah, smuggling stuff in and out. And then I didn't realize that I was the bad guy until the very end.
Yeah.
And I was like,
No,
that hit
no,
me
for me. For me, after I played the first Uncharted game,
I realized what Naughty Dog was trying to tell me is like, no, in these games, I am the one who knocks.
Yeah.
I am the bad boy.
Yeah. You're the bad person for the right reasons kind of thing.
Yeah, like I'm killing out this entire mercenary organization to recover this priceless artifact. It's because I have a bloodlust.
Yeah.
And I want to kill them all.
Yeah. It's stuff like that, which is fun. But
no, it's really not.
I mean, I guess for me, the game that stands out for me as far as like building a relationship with these characters and like you want to I didn't want to protect Ellie. Like I don't, as bad as that sounds. Like,
well, I mean,
I'm not saying I didn't care what happened to her, but I felt like left alone, she'd be okay. She would make it.
Well, for me,
because that's the world she grew up in.
I think the modern like Naughty Dog formula. I mean, if I'm being honest, like the Uncharted series is a bit cyclical. Of like pretty much in the first game, you have this mysterious artifact. You go to the island. You find the artifact. Oh, crazy zombie Nazi mutant things. And then you go to the
I love a supernatural twist.
And then second game, you go to a place, find the artifact.
It's very serial.
Yeah.
Like
there's crazy mutant things. And then you get the tree of life and you get the resin and they eat the resin. Oh wait, this Nepalese guys, they're crazy giant mutant. It's mutants. You're fighting mutants. It's all mutants. And like with the Last of Us, it's the same story. Like it's a side plot of The Walking Dead that I'm playing through.
Yeah, I got you.
Like the TV show, not the Telltale series games.
I got you.
Like it's a comfort food game.
Yeah.
It's not something I'm like, oh man, I'm putting on my 3-piece suit and going out to a steak dinner or gaming.
Yeah, I got you. I understand that. I don't even know how we got to talking about Naughty Dog.
It's one of my favorite games of all time. No big deal. It's cool.
David Cage, you heard that, bub?
Yeah, we started talking about David Cage and we got off on a tangent.
Who cares about David Cage?
Yeah, you want to know why? Because David Cage is not even a blip on my radar, dog.
It's like...
Oh man!
Like if you
Why don't
actually
you go back to France, David Cage?
Jesus.
If he actually had gameplay, I would probably care about this game. But it just seems like another press X, triangle, square, or circle.
Yeah, make your decision.
Make your decision.
Do quick time events.
Do whatever you want of these 4 choices.
Yeah, I can respect that.
I'm sorry, David Cage. You ever hear of Isaac Asimov? Oh wait, yes, of course you have. Because you're derivative.
There's gonna be like 3 people who get that joke.
And you know what? They're rolling on the floor.
There's 3 people that are like, oh. Well, anyway, the point of that section, I guess, is fuck David Cage. Like, I don't really know what to say there except for that.
I can get on board with that. Like,
I told you I already swiped left on him. I'm not down.
Sure.
I'm not down for.
The last thing I want to say is the game that made me care about like protecting my ward and like.
Yeah.
The game, one of the games that I like legitimately cried at. Like at the end, I stopped and cried for like a good like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
The Walking Dead Season 1 by Telltale Games.
that was rough.
It was one of the saddest games ever. I'm gonna spoil it.
Yeah.
So like the entire game, you're playing as Lee.
Yeah.
He's a guy who's going to jail for murdering his wife.
Yeah, you need to protect Clementine.
I
know that basic.
Yeah,
everyone ever has spoiled that for me.
Well, yeah, you have to protect her, but then at the end of the game, like she goes off to find her parents. She like leaves.
Yeah.
And while Lee is out trying to find her, he gets bit, and he doesn't tell anybody. But his whole goal is the whole last episode is you trying to find Clementine.
And the last scene is just you.
He's slowly turning throughout the thing, but he's like fighting it, like actively, like you can tell. Like you have to like do all sorts of things, but then at the end you find Clementine and you save her from this guy who's a crazy person.
Yeah.
And then he's like, listen, he tells her because you've been together this whole game, like you have this relationship, you love this little girl, like you were her dad basically to her. So like you have to tell her like, chain me to the radiator, like handcuff me to the radiator. There's a dead cop over there. Get that cop's gun, and you can either tell her to shoot you or leave you there.
What'd you do?
I told her to shoot me.
Oh, no.
Yes, I did. And like whenever you do, he tells her, he's like, this world isn't easy. Like it's not going to be great. Like
now I'm trying to remember which one I did.
Oh, it was like
For me, simple choice. Let me turn and then shoot.
No, it was,
I don't want to be alive for that.
I know, because that's what I wouldn't want to turn into that. I wouldn't.
I mean, like, no. Like,
I would rather die a human than a zombie.
Chain me up hardcore.
No, I would rather
But
die a
like,
human
just
than a
shoot
zombie.
me when I'm a zombie.
No,
I don't want to be alive for someone to shoot me in the
No,
face.
I would rather die a human than a zombie. That's just me, though.
I don't remember which one I picked. That's gonna bug me.
No, like, I remember. Like, that is burned into my head. Like, I can't remember what I did last month, or, like, yesterday, barely. Okay, like 2 days ago. But
Sometimes dead is better. That was a pet cemetery reference for you. Some hot takes.
oh, Pet Cemetery.
Kevin, can you please use your sultry voice to tell us when Pet Cemetery came out?
Hello, this is Kevin. Pet Sematary came out in 1989.
Anyway, so that was our David Cage Mystery Hour. I feel like we should incorporate that now. Every week we talk about. You guys ready for David Cage?
And then we just change it on a completely different topic because we do not want to talk about David Cage.
But eventually we're gonna come around. But yeah, go play Uncharted, go play Last of Us, go play any of the Telltale games, but don't play Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls.
You can play Heavy Rain once.
Okay, play it once. Don't play Beyond Two Souls, or don't play. Please God, don't play Fahrenheit or Indigo Prophecy, or don't play them. It's fun. It's funny the first time. But I mean, we'll see how. I feel like with the success of Until Dawn, they did it. Was that a David Cage game? No. They did that the right way. It was fun. It was scary.
There was actual branching paths.
Yeah, it's like your choices mattered kind of thing.
For the listeners, a frown does not have a sound, so that's what I'm doing.
Jeff just hates. All right, so I mean, yeah, that's going to be the end of our David Cage Mystery Hour. We're running low on time, so we want to talk about just some things that are happening nowadays.
Current events.
Yeah, I mean, I know that Nixon wanted to talk about.
Yeah, he's having a rough go of it. Well, Nixon, what's up, bud?
Yeah,
What?
what's going on, Nixon's
Yeah,
corner?
This is an intervention?
Yeah.
What's happening?
You're playing too many video games.
there was something that you wanted.
Yeah. I just want to talk about Battle Royale fad.
Okay.
And
I
basically,
agree with you. It's a fucking fad.
right, but I think there might be a solution to this, and it's if you don't copy pasta every freaking time, you might actually come out with a good Battle Royale game.
Well,
I think once the Hunt,
Yeah.
I think once that one gets optimized,
Yeah.
that's a very interesting take on the
my
genre.
only issue with that game is that it's $40, $30. It's pretty steep. Whereas like I can get PUBG for that. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I don't like PUBG. I don't like Fortnite. I don't care for I suck at them. I don't care at all. But it was one of those things like, at that price point, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like you have a lot more options. And my biggest thing is why play anything except for Fortnite? Because Fortnite's free.
Mhm.
And that's their biggest thing. It's like free with microtransactions. Like, and now everybody... PUBG, in my opinion, has dropped significantly just because of the fact that on PC, they don't region lock it. There's a lot of hackers from other countries that are there, and people are very upset about it. But, I mean, with Fortnite, people are having fun. I also like the more ridiculous side of stuff.
Sure.
I love the fact that you can launch a homing missile and jump on top of it and, use that to get across the map and stuff. Like, I think that's great.
Well, to me, my main problem with Battle Royale games is the randomness of it.
I got you.
Like each game, like the strategy is to get there as fast as possible and grab stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not necessarily like a surefire way to win, but there's that level of randomness to it.
Yeah.
Whereas something with like an arena shooter like Overwatch, which I adore and need to get back to playing too, is that you know exactly what each character does, and you know how to mix that with other characters, and I just feel like it's a lot for the way my brain works.
Sure.
It's a lot easier on the mind.
Sure.
Plus, PUBG gives me hella anxiety.
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible.
Well, like to me, this is the same with like different kinds of arena shooters and battle royale type games. Is that it's almost like it's a microcosm for like consumerism of
You starting to get Harvard on me here?
Yeah, I'm. Let me put on an extra pair of glasses here.
This is where I interject and say no.
No, I'm not saying like it's the almighty dollar is the truly it's your vote, but what it is it's these companies that are making all of these different arena shooters and stuff. They are presenting their best take on that. It's competition.
Yeah.
Like Fortnite is direct competition to PUBG. It forces the developers of PUBG to innovate.
Right. But
Like-
the thing is that both of them, the competition, they end up just essentially copying, with one having different art style, physics, and all that.
Yeah.
That's the only difference between
Yeah.
the games.
Well, the cool thing about Cliffy B's new one, Radical Heights, is the fact that they actually do change it up.
Yeah.
Like, on the map, there will be quadrants that are safe zones. The other ones aren't.
Right.
There will be different shapes. You'll be like in a triangle or a star or a circle, a square, stuff like that. Or you'll have like 2 islands that are safe, but nothing else is, kind of thing. I think that's an interesting way to keep it, to change it a little bit. It's funny that a little tweak like that just changes the game entirely at that point.
You take out the circle part of it,
Yeah.
that condenses everybody, and you can still. That means people at the edge can still survive and thrive a little bit.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's the innovation aspect that
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
That's the reason why people choose Fortnite over PUBG, is because PUBG doesn't server lock region lock their servers, or
and why people may play Radical Heights instead of Fortnite because of the fact that it's not just the same thing over and over and over again.
And
But
once they optimize the hunt, it's
I am excited about the hunt. Don't get me wrong. I am very
Aesthetically, the game looks awesome.
Just realistically, I think it looks great too. Like there's like 3 different aspects of the game. Like you can hunt each other, just try to escape or hunt the monster.
The main goal is to hunt the monster, but you also don't want the other bounty hunters to get away with the bounty of the monster.
Stuff like that. So it's like you have to like. It seems like that game. There's a lot of ways to play that game, which is awesome.
Yeah, I think it's by far the most interesting take. I just hope it pans out.
I do too. I hope that it's made by Crytek, the Cry engine, and they've never been good at optimization.
Right.
But you will never feel the true sense of terror when that wall of glass is coming around your 8-bit character in Minecraft. Your enchanted sword you finally got it.
He's not wrong.
Oh, the original arena combat,
I love
baby.
that. I think it's hilarious that that's kind of true.
When you go on that MinecraftSkin.org or whatever, and you find your perfect Jennifer Lawrence skin, so you can represent your favorite movie trilogy, or was it
4 movies?
You get that perfect skin.
Just let him get through it.
To be Katniss Everdeen, and then you get that bow, so you can live that RPG life. You can roleplay that Katniss Everdeen.
What Jeff is trying to say here to people like Nixon who are looking at me, just slack-jawed, the original Battle Arena is Minecraft Hunger Games.
Like it came out like right after the movies.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
It was a Minecraft mod.
Yeah, it was a mod, and it was fun. I played it.
It is still a mod.
Yeah, but it's very much like that was the original Battle Arena. And
never played it once.
And that's what's funny is that like people are like PUBG with their white zone or the blue zone and the white circles and stuff like that, blah blah blah, and the danger zones and everything like that. Kenny Loggins plays. Apparently, Kenny Loggins plays in Radical Heights.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that's got me interested about Radical Heights is the
Kenny Loggins,
the '80s vibe, and Kenny Loggins.
Yeah, it does. It does look like it's crazy over the top, and it's free too. So I mean, like.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Interessante.
What was that guy that plays the French horn?
Me?
No, he was in King of the Hill.
6th grade. I don't know.
Wow, that was super accurate.
He was in King of the Hill.
I played the baritone in 6th grade.
Nice.
I didn't play an instrument because I wasn't a nerd.
Jeff, you ain't gotta lie to us, dude. Come on, you're sitting in the same room as us.
Whoa,
talking about video games.
I was one of the untouchables. I wasn't a nerd.
Oh, you're one of the untouchables. Get the fuck out of here. No, I mean ever-growing and changing trend of it, I think, is hopefully good. I do not think that some of these games like Overwatch or Paladins or stuff like that, or any of these new games like Borderlands 3 or, you know, any first-person shooter, any shooter does not need a battle arena mode in it. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to be very upset if Call of Duty Black Ops 4 has a battle arena in it.
Yeah, that's my main thing. Like,
I'll take microtransactions. Give me I don't give a shit. I don't have to pay for them.
I don't mind battle royales being a genre if the game itself is dedicated to that type of playstyle. Mm-hmm. I don't want it to be a gimmick.
Yeah,
because then that's when you start just getting that repetitive nature of it.
Yeah, that's where you just get the clones, like the Candy Crush Saga clones and stuff like that.
Chuck Mangione was the guy that played the French horn in Kingdom.
Gosh, out of left field. We just need to refer to Jeff as
what was the joke there?
Because it was, I don't know.
See, it's too far.
Yeah,
like,
it's
it was about the Wuthering joke. It was about the Wuthering Heights thing, and talked about the French horn. I couldn't remember Chuck Mangione.
He gets his joke like 3 minutes later, and then tries to retell it.
I mean, that's fine, I guess. Once again, there's 3 people that, like, as they were listening, Chuck Mangione, like, they were like, they knew it, you know?
Who is that guy? Who is that guy? Chuck Mangione!
Yeah. Some guy just screamed at his computer.
If you knew about Chuck Mangione, please comment in the comment section down below.
Gosh. You're fucking stupid. If you comment whatever the hell that guy's name is, I will just delete it and ban
Nixon, you don't handle that aspect of it though. I do.
Whatever, I can still do it. I got passwords. Yeah, it's true.
I will be your watcher on the wall.
Oh my God.
I will protect your Chuck Mangione comments.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
what's next?
We only got about 8 minutes left, according to the timer here.
We can go a little over if we want to hit that last.
I think this is the last thing that we really want to talk.
It's going to be good.
Oh no. Oh, I guess we'll
Twitch thing. Maybe?
Yeah, we'll skip over that. Whatever. I don't care about that. Yeah. So there was a tweet put out by Jason Schreier, right? Schreier. I'm sorry. Kotaku. Fantastic writer, but he recently did an article on Hangar 13, the creators of Mafia 2, just how they had lost their way, and at the end of that,
3.
What did I say?
You said Mafia 2.
Oh, I don't know.
They also did Mafia 2, Jeff.
Well, but they.
I guess Mafia 2 was a little bit more popular. Than
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hot takes!
That's not hot takes. This is truth. But he put out a tweet saying that the studio next to Hangar 13 is what is it? I forget exactly what
What do you say? Unlisted or
unlisted? Thank you. I couldn't think of the word. It was an unlisted 2K developer. Thank you. My brain's just not working at all. But they are working on Borderlands.
Brandon, your left eye is
Bioshock 3.
Your left eye is kind of closing there.
Get a doctor. Yeah. Apparently they're working on Bioshock 3.
Yeah.
Which I think is huge.
Yeah.
Bioshock are some of my favorite games.
I am concerned about that. That
they're my favorite.
No. That it's Bioshock 3 specifically.
I don't know that this is 100% purely speculation.
No, if it is a unlisted Bioshock title,
yes, that's what it is.
Because if it's Bioshock 3,
it's not.
I don't want it to follow the Bioshock 2 thing where it's just like they go back to Rapture.
I do not want to go back to Rapture.
It's underwater again.
If they go back to Rapture, I'm going to be very upset.
Yeah.
I loved Bioshock 1 and 2, don't get me wrong. I hated the DLC for Infinite. I feel like no one asked to go back to Rapture.
Yeah.
That's just what they thought was safe and cool and okay, so they went back to Rapture, and I hated it. I still
have not played the DLC.
I feel like the Rapture storyline is done. Do not go back to Rapture. Nobody gives a shit about Andrew Ryan. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like the Infinite storyline is done. There's like this weird time paradox where you kill yourself, you know, and like that is done. Please don't make me go back there. I would love like that scene in Bioshock Infinite where you launch out of the sky and the little capsule's like hallelujah, and like you get above the clouds and you see the sun and the music starts playing and you see the city.
Yeah.
I was taken back at that. It was so beautiful. Like,
both openings of both games are impeccable.
Yeah, like it was beautiful. Like it was amazing.
Take a note, dear listeners, that he said both games, omitting Bioshock 2, clearly the inferior.
Yes, Bioshock 2 is clearly inferior.
Well, see, my friend would argue otherwise, but he says Bioshock 2 is his favorite one, which I haven't played in quite a bit, so I'll have to check that. But the whole point of this is that we want to speculate on the setting, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Where this one's going to take
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's everything. I don't know what else they can do, or I imagine it's going to be a new story. Like, to be fair, if we talked about Infinite, there's no way you would have guessed that Songbird was going to be a thing or anything like that. It's really just what kind. It has to be another utopia.
Yeah.
What kind of utopia?
Dystopia.
I'm sorry. What kind of dystopia? Even a utopia, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind do you think it would be?
All right, gents, let me take a smack at this.
So Nixon,
you sitting down?
No.
Are you sitting
I
down?
could practically hear the suspenders snapping from this.
Yeah, right. Give me your lunch money real quick before we start this.
So, here's what I'm thinking. They might, or what I'm hoping, they take that System Shock
Yeah.
and they kind of merge it with Bioshock, and they do it in space, either on some sort of planet or just out in the middle of space, like on a ship or something.
Surprisingly enough,
That's what I would want.
I was thinking about it today whenever we talked about what we were going to talk about today. I thought about that. I was like, hey, they could do space. Like maybe they have like their own like ISS up there.
I don't want it to be a System Shock space game. What I want it to be is, so they had Bioshock Infinite was like the oldest, like chronologically of like the like mid 20s, and then Rapture was in like the 60s, kind of like late 50s, early 60s. I want it to be a space. It would be great if it was a space game set in like a dystopian Flash Gordon society where there's people that are wearing bright like an old 1950s sci-fi movie, but like dystopian. Like
I just had a good thought. Ken Levine can take this if he wants it. They like the religion and the Christian parallels.
He's just going to tweet back at you like, no, I
stuff
don't
like
want
that.
this.
Yeah.
You keep it. I don't want this.
What if? Sorry,
he's making a lot of
This is an audio medium. He's making a lot of adjustments.
And he's looking at us directly in the eyes, going. He's giving you like the huh.
So what if you did? It was in space, okay?
Yeah.
But it was on a ship called Babel, right? Where you have this AI, and it's messing with everybody's brains, and they can't communicate properly because they're all speaking different languages now. And then what if that ship falls back down to Earth, and then it's technically even further back in the timeline than Infinite.
There you go.
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean,
They probably won't do that, but I think they will do something with space.
Well, it's interesting too because they play off of a lot of themes taken to the extreme. Of like Rapture was like
extreme anarcho-capitalism.
Yeah. And then
science can go no further if people intervene, kind of thing.
And then
rights don't mean anything in the name of science.
Columbia was the ultimate extreme of like religious freedom.
Yeah.
So it'd be really interesting if they continued on with that, like taking kind of the core Americana like concepts of like you could pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Take some other aspect of that and like that's what they weave in. I would assume that's probably what they're going to be doing.
Interesting.
So where is your? Because you got space. You chose space. Where are you choosing? What kind of medium do you think they would be in?
I think it'd be pretty dope to have like a subterranean society.
Yeah.
Like
maybe it's you're in this like just huge cavern.
Yeah.
And instead of
tunnels and everything going through,
the city is like suspended from the roof of this cavern over like a giant lava lake or something.
Yeah, I got you.
Down to the core of the Earth.
Exactly.
That would actually be pretty cool if it was like if you had to.
Yeah.
It was like the journey to the center of the Earth kind of thing.
The lighthouse would still work with that because you could go through it and then
launch
it would
yourself
travel
down.
you all the way down.
Exactly.
But see, the thing is, it doesn't have to be in the same universe as Infinite because Infinite wasn't the same universe as Rapture.
Right.
The whole point of that was the fact that what was her name, Elizabeth, could rip open portals. And
But there's always a lighthouse.
Yeah.
And there's always a girl.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just.
There's always a man. There's always a lighthouse, and there's always a city.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. My friend has a tattoo on his arm of that. So
nice.
He really likes those games.
No, like I think they're fantastic.
But yeah.
Shout out to you, Josh.
But yeah, if they did it in space, it would have to be some sort of orbiting station
No,
where
fuck
they
you, Josh.
they had a space elevator.
Don't say that.
I don't know, Josh. I'm sure Josh is a nice guy. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
But yeah, I don't know how they would do the lighthouse thing in space.
Okay, it could be just the same
The little
thing.
floating lighthouse.
Well, it could be the
It could be the teleporter. It could be
well,
like
it could be the
USS
the,
Enterprise.
The concept of a lighthouse. Like a
So
lighthouse
a beacon out.
Yeah,
in
it's a beacon.
Mm-hmm.
It's meant to like signal ships of like, hey, there's an asteroid field here or
Yeah.
something. Don't
It could be like maybe they're trying to get to that beacon. Like maybe that beacon's telling them there's something there.
Well, because that's the really interesting thing about the Bioshock games is they started off with a lighthouse. If you think of the symbolism of that, a lighthouse is meant to tell you danger is afoot.
Yeah.
Like your ship is getting too close. If you go any further, you're gonna crash into the rocks.
Yeah. Bad things will happen.
Yeah.
So it's very ironic that you're.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. I guess not ironic, but it's very telling that in all these games you're going to this lighthouse, and then it ends up being, that
Disaster.
bad things happen whenever you get there, or whenever you mess with it. So you got subterranean, you got space.
What do you got?
I think that it would be cool if there was like a Wakanda-esque
Like hidden
city, like a hidden city, a hidden island, hidden something,
like a forest.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever. And then we all do that.
Yeah, we all do that. I think something like that would be cool. Like something that people don't realize is there, hidden in plain sight kind of thing.
Sure.
Like there is an island off the coast of like Australia or like off the coast of Africa that nobody pays attention to. It's a shitty island, but you go there and it's, all of these great minds that are doing things like they do,
Yeah.
And it's just stuff like that. They operate outside of the boundaries of the UN or the Geneva Convention or anything like that. Like, they don't have to worry about stuff like that. And because that's very much like the thing. Like Rapture was that they were getting away from that. Same thing with what was it called, Colombia?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Colombia. They were getting away from it too. Like they got away from the religious persecution and stuff like that. They were just being themselves and doing what they wanted.
If you want to learn something new, Columbia was in fact the name of Lady Liberty before she was christened Lady Liberty.
Fun fact.
Facts with Jeff.
I had some cool imagery pop in my head when you were talking about a hidden city.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking either North or South Pole.
That would be cool.
Because they've done water, just air.
Buried in an ice shelf.
They're just there. Yeah.
Yeah, like something with like extreme elements.
Yeah. Well, I personally really like Jeff's. I like Jeff's a lot. Like I think that would be
cool.
Visually, I think that would be
Thematically.
beautiful. Like you've been to space. There's been hidden islands in all sorts of games. But like as far as like a subterranean cavernous area where
Well, it's
you
also
go.
they could pull on some imagery that is similar to the first and second game.
Yeah.
Or the first and the third games, not the second. I'm sorry, but like the Big Daddies, they have big old drills on there, so they can pull on a similar element.
Where it's like these things that can actually go into the lava,
Yeah.
and that adds a whole other aspect.
or
of
just
the
have
game.
these drills, so like they're boring into the rock of the city, and like maybe they're using the like outside of the heat protected skyscrapers that they have in the city. There are these floating things that ride on the hot air currents that are coming off of the lava. So you can play off of the Big Daddies and the drills. You can play off of the floating stuff from Colombia.
Well, the reason I hope they do space is because I love the claustrophobic aspect of Rapture.
Right.
Like these things could just break and then you would be dead.
Yeah.
So I would like that being carried over to
Sure.
space and sharing that similar theme of like this thing could crush on you at any second.
Yeah. Well, that's the really interesting thing about, like, it's surprising the amount of imagery that's in the Bioshock games is because like Columbia wasn't just a floating city, like it was a bunch of different like buildings on balloons that would intermittently lock together sometimes, so you could very easily just fall off these things.
Lots of danger in those cities.
I also like I speculated this while playing of like, I wonder how many people have like fallen off of the city of Columbia into like just rural America, and people have just been like, there's a man that fell into the
body just falls down and
Yeah.
explodes.
Yeah.
I think that's great. Yeah. No, I would be very excited to see a actual Bioshock 3,
Yeah.
which I think would be great and fantastic and wonderful and everything like that.
Yeah.
I know I say fantastic a lot. I get it. Thank you.
Fantastic.
It is
No one said
fantastic.
anything.
But I know that I'm going to put this up and like, people are going
So-
to do it.
Shout out to Kevin.
Yeah.
So do we think we'll hear about this at E3?
Yes.
You think so?
I think so, yes.
Because
I
there
think-
was, because there was this leak.
I think
Yes.
It's important for them to get it.
I do not think they will be there in force. I think that they will say something
A
about it.
trailer.
Yes, not even a trailer. I think that they will confirm it.
Yeah,
I think that they will confirm
Because
it.
I don't think they would have let Jason Schreier tweet that.
But-
Or, I don't even think he would have
sorry.
tweeted that if he didn't know there might be something.
I think minimum they'll probably have like a static image.
Yeah, but he also only went to Hangar 13.
Yeah.
He wasn't going over there. He didn't actively go over there as far as we know.
Yeah.
He just said that there is a studio and this is what they're doing.
Yeah.
He may not have, the NDA may not have, because there's always an
That's
NDA.
true. Yeah.
You know,
It may not have
or
mentioned-
maybe there was an NDA because maybe Hangar 13's not doing great. They're not working on anything, so it's like there's not an NDA there. So maybe.
No, they always have an idea.
Oh yeah, but maybe that wasn't encompassed by it because maybe it was a different property. He signed one for Hangar 13, but not for this other.
Yeah.
So he can say stuff like that. But that's the only thing he knows.
Yeah. I hope we see.
I do too.
something.
I do too.
A trailer would be fine for me.
And I
Just because I want to know.
next month we're gonna do next month is E3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shoot.
So close to the end of this month, yeah.
No. I thought E3 was like in June.
Well, or in April. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Time.
So at the end of May.
I'm for everybody listening that realizes that I'm an idiot. I've been moving all day.
Kevin, can you please put the sound of a calendar
does that
fluttering?
What do you mean? No, I've been moving stuff all day, so I'm very my brain no work good. But yes, I mean,
Can you do
it's in June.
Can you do the sound of like a time wipe sound from like an old movie?
I don't even know what that means.
There you go.
But yeah, I think next month we'll do an episode strictly about what we want to be at E3 and the stuff that we're excited to see at E3. I think that'll be a good one.
Yeah.
So I mean, if there's anybody who has anything to say, please tweet at us or comment on this or anything and let us know, or even tell us what you want us to talk about next week.
Yeah, just at allchatcast.
Yeah,
Please.
or email us at allchatpodcast@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
I would only like to see Chuck Mangione comments, please.
Yeah, I forgot about Chuck Mangione until you fucking said something.
Oh man.
I will only talk about Chuck Mangione.
I feel like this is where we wrap it up. Nixon, do you have any closing statements, arguments, questions, comments, concerns?
Share the SoundCloud if you want to.
Oh yeah, please do.
And then just hit up our socials.
Yeah.
Yeah, please do. Thank you for everybody who listened to the
I don't
other
know if
one.
we introduced ourselves at the beginning.
We didn't actually, no. Go.
I'm Joe.
Yeah. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Jeff.
Yeah, we should have done that at the beginning.
Kevin, can you take this audio and put it in front of the podcast?
I'm afraid I can't do that.
Yeah, I think that's it.
But yeah, thank you for everybody who listened. Please share it. It helps us out. We don't make money off of this. We're doing this because we just like to.
All the Twitters and SoundClouds have been changed to fit the new branding of All Chat Cast.
Yes, that's true.
Gotta fit the brand.
Yeah.
Gotta market ourselves properly.
And shout out to Nixon for giving us an amazing logo.
Hey, there we go.
Hey.
So there's that.
I want to thank my friends, my family for supporting me.
This is where they start playing the wrap it up music. Shout out to Kevin, our editor. Thank you, and have a good day, night, evening, whatever time you're listening to this.
Go listen to some Chuck Mangione.